Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to cook one dish I made in February. I made this raviolo filling with my grandma ragu. It's a kind of lasagna. It's really nice, and it's just a different way to serve lasagna, but with the same exactly flavor of lasagna. So, what we need to prepare our dish is red onion for the ragu base. This is not a traditional recipe. This is how my grandma usually cook the beef ragu. So you can find the exact recipe in Emilia Romagna. Unluckily we are in Tuscany, so we have just our way to cook the beef ragu. What we need is red onion, celery, carrots. I like to put a touch of garlic. Just choose how much carrots you like. More carrots you put, sweeter it will be the sauce. Okay. You have to blend the ragu. Sometimes they use just to cut a small piece. I like to blend, and at home it's easier. It's really easier. So we have our small blender, carrots, celery, all together, onion. As you can see, I'm not using so many professional tools. Why? Because this recipe you can make at home. Only the pasta machine we will use for our pasta, but with a small amount you can do also at home without any kind of problem. So all together. Okay. One garlic clove, just one. I repeat, it's not in the traditional recipe. Most of the people, they don't put garlic. I like, in Tuscany we love garlic, we love onion, so especially red onion. So let's do it. Okay, now we make some noise. And go. Shake it, shake it. Now we are cooking in the home way, not in professional way. So every single step I'm doing, you can make it home without any kind of problem. Okay, so extra virgin olive oil. And let's start to cook. If you like, you can put some rosemary, some sage, thyme. So all the herbs you like more. Okay. We will cook a little bit now. I mean, not a little bit, must be really cook. We need a little bit more extra virgin olive oil. Okay, in the meantime, we are going to prepare our pasta. By hand, the flour. We usually, in this case, we use the recipe, the home recipe, not our recipe. That is just 8 eggs for 1 kilo flour. So we are using 3 eggs, and then we check. We check why? Because most of the time the eggs are not always the same size. So maybe you need 3, maybe you need 4, maybe you need 2. We don't know. So this is just one advice, it's not the exact recipe. You have to see. Okay, pinch of salt. With the fork, we start to mix our eggs in the middle. Little by little, with the fork, we let incorporate the flavor until we are not able anymore to use the fork, and we have to finish by hand. So now we can do it. Okay. So I used 3 eggs, but as you can see, the eggs was really big. So now by hand I'm going to add more flour. This can happen also at home, so be ready. Sometimes you need more flour. And it's not a mistake, it's not nothing strange, but it's just the nature. I mean, you can weigh the eggs at home, you can start, you can see how big are your eggs, and little by little, after the first time you made pasta, you know how many grams you need to make the exactly recipe. Okay. You have to mix it until the dough it's really smooth, and then plastic wrap, and we keep in the fridge for half an hour. Half an hour is enough. Well, our base is ready. It's cooking enough. Lose all the water. So what we do? Just add minced beef. If you like, you can choose also to use half and half. What I mean, half minced beef and half minced pork. So it's up to you. You can add some sausage. You can add. My advice is just pork and meat because the flavor is stronger. You can use chicken, yes, sure. It's up to you. Remember, everything you put, you will hit. Okay. Here we have our milk, salt, butter, and flour for our bechamel sauce. So, to start to cook the beef ragu, we need a strong fire. So, I like to add the salt, pinch of salt right now. So, like that the meat can lose all the water and we can leave it re-cooked twice in the same water. Salt and pepper. Okay. You see? The meat is losing all the water. We want to make like a light colored outside, not too much, otherwise we burn. Okay. Marco, un pochino lasciala in pasta. Un pochino l'impasto, lascialo a pallina.
Te lo devo stendere?
No.
Io te lo sto solamente lisciando per questo.
Ok. Okay, we leave it to lose all the water and then we'll have our red wine, just a touch. In the meantime, we prepare the bechamel sauce. Butter. The pan was too hot, the pot, sorry. Pinch of salt in the milk. Touch of pepper. You can add also, if you like it, nutmeg. It became sweeter. It's the traditional way to make bechamel sauce. I choose to use pepper. That's it. Nothing strange, nothing. We cook a little bit our butter with the flour. You see, we have some water inside.
How much milk and butter is it?
The milk is 250 grams. The butter is 20 grams and flour 15. Okay. We add red wine. We want to let evaporate all the alcohol. And voila. I repeat, all the steps I'm doing are not professional. I'm doing everything in the way you can make at home. So we just dissolve. Also the tools we use, as you can see, is not something strange. Just a whisk, 1 spoon that you use. You can use a wood spoon. Is up to you. We leave it boil. You have to stir always. Okay. Now this tomato paste. Ooh, too strong. You can use tomato sauce if you want. Yes, absolutely. My grandma made with the tomato paste, so I follow the way of my grandma and not the way of the other chef. Touch of salt again.
How much tomato paste is it?
Ah, when you talk with the grandma, they usually cook at home. The recipe is always a bit of onion, a bit of carrot, a bit of celery, touch of salt, pinch of pepper. So the grandma doesn't have recipe. Ce l'hai un coperchio, Marco, lassù. Coperchio. Now we have to cook the beef ragu slowly for 3.5 hours. If you don't want, leave the fire on for a long time, just put in the oven. You can cook in the oven and you're done. Cover it, you stir sometimes every 15 minutes and you check and you can leave it over there.
And in the oven?
The degrees, yeah, the degrees is 160, 170. Must be boiled really slow, not too strong or too fast. Ma va a mangiare te. Do you like the bubble? Okay, the bechamel sauce. I like to have a really smoothie sauce. If you like thicker, just add a bit more flour. 5 grams per time. So you can see all the times you made the consistency, and you can choose which kind of bechamel sauce you like. Okay. This it's how our beef ragu look like after cook and cool it down. Why it's cold? Because to make raviolo we need cold because it's a filling for the moment. So we don't use just to make lasagna. We use for the filling of our raviolo. We start with our pasta. I show you also how you can make the portioned lasagna because the ingredients are the same. You need just to use the preparation in different way. Same result, different way. Ready? Let's start with our pasta. Step by step, thinner and thinner. It takes a little bit time to make nice and smooth the pasta. This is the only really long step to make nice pasta. Okay. I like to use the pasta really thin. So if you touch the pasta on this step and you feel that maize to little bit wet, you can add some flour, like I'm going to do right now, because it's good, not enough good, just a little bit too wet. I lost my flour. Okay. I'm using wood because usually when we use a stainless bench, we have a problem that the pasta start to stick. With the woods, we don't have this kind of problem. Lo puoi cuocere te il ragù, Marco? Lo puoi cuocere te il ragù? Il raviolo te lo passo poi. Poi vieni di qua, ok? E l'arrostisci anche. Bene? E voilà. Our pasta is ready. You know how I know? Because I can see my finger. So the pasta is ready. This we keep on the side because it's too much. So, ready for our raviolo. Cut into round pasta. Don't throw that pasta. If you prepare at home this pasta, don't throw it. Just cut. You can use also a knife if you want. It's not important to have this tool. You cut in a small piece and you keep to dry in the woods. After that you can keep one paper bag. Really important, the pasta need to breathe, also if it's dry. So be careful, otherwise you will throw everything. Our ragu inside the raviolo. Okay. And we close it. The hardest part. One by one. We try to take it out all the air inside of the raviolo at the last step. The risk is that if you leave too much air inside, maybe you can break when you cook. Ok, you like it? You like it? Vieni a farlo di qua. Eh? Oh, when you cook the beef ragu, it can happen that maybe the sauce is too dry. So what we do, we add a touch of water. If you cover it really well, you can be also able to cook with the same humidity you have inside the pot. If you're not able, it's not a big deal. It's not your mistake or something strange. Just add some water, that's it. Well, now Marco is going to cook the raviolo and roast it. Why? Because the lasagna is crispy. So we cook and we roast in a pan. So it's just a different way. In the meantime, I'm going to use to prepare a traditional lasagna, but just portioned. So it's not a tray, it's just one portion. Marco is going to prepare to finish and plated the raviolo, the lasagna raviolo. I'm going to show you in the meantime how to make the same recipe different way. Bye. So Marco is cooking the raviolo in the water, and then we will roast in a pan with the oil, so we will have a crispy raviolo. It sounds like something, oh, I cannot make it home. You can do it. As you can see, pan, oil, boiled water, and that's it. Nothing special. I'm going to cut the lasagna, the amount I need. I will prepare at least 5 square. I'm making a really nice, if you want to say like this, but it's not really important to make it nice, because later we will cook the lasagna in the oven and you will not see how you cut it. Okay. We use the same bechamel sauce. I'm starting with the portioned lasagna. The only tips I can give you about the difference between ravioli and lasagna, for the lasagna, in this way you need the bechamel must be not too thick. Why? Because I want to cook the pasta together with the sauce. So bechamel at the bottom. Te ne metto un po' nella parte per te, Io me l'allento.
Un pentolino.
Ah, metti il piatto. Ok, I'm keeping some bechamel sauce to finish our raviolo for Marco, and I'm going to add more milk in the bechamel. Look like so difficult, but if you stop, you write all the ingredients and all the steps, you can see that it's not so difficult. Believe me. Otherwise, it was a professional recipe. This is not. This is home recipe. Voila. Our bechamel to cook the lasagna is really light, smoothie. Let's start with the pasta. Bechamel. Chiudi. Ok. Some beef ragu. I use the same I used for the raviolo. More pasta. Bechamel sauce. beef ragu, ok? Yeah, finisce. Ok. Ok, Marco. Vai. Well, raviolo you can also make bigger. It look small. This is around 100 grams of raviolo.
Usually one raviolo per person or more?
Tasting menu is one.
No, but
It's one
at home? At home?
At home, my advice is if you eat just this one, just make two. Bechamel sauce on the top. And we finish with the Parmesan cheese, a lot on the top. Black pepper. Our lasagna raviolo. We have to finish our lasagna, so let's finish. We had Parmesan cheese, again pasta is too big, I'm cutting a little bit. Bechamel sauce, beef ragu, pasta, again bechamel, we finish with the ragu. Parmesan cheese. Oven 160 degrees 30 to 40 minutes. So we go and then we clean because I saw the bench is dirty, but sometimes when you cook you make the tools, the bench, the pan dirty. So you finish your job and then we clean. Well, we are ready with our lasagna. Be careful because when you take it out, it's really, really hot. So. Ok, our lasagna is ready and I want to tell you something. First in Italian. Quando guardi questi video, godili e guardali a cuor leggero. sono video, la cucina è libertà, tranquillità, quindi guardali a cuor leggero. I try to translate in English, but it's not my mother language, so when you watch the video, try to enjoy, as we say in Italian, with the light heart. Enjoy the video, don't check for the mistake. The kitchen is, when you cook, you have to be free. Take everything easy. So I hope you enjoy the video and also you enjoy the lasagna.